Everybody. It is, what is it? It's Tuesday morning, and I've gotten a bunch of kind of odd questions about our next assignment, our Paulo Freire project. Here, I'm going to turn this so you can maybe get a little light on me so I don't look like I'm doing one of those shaded interviews so you don't know who I am. But I thought I would just go over this really quickly. This is a little bit different than anything we've done before. So let me just run through this with you. The first place to start is over here in modules and scroll all the way down in case you're not sure how to get to where I am until you find the Paulo Freire project and go first to the overview. All right. So I'm not going to read you the purpose. We've all had an introduction to this work because it was part of the, I believe, the Lead with Spring It chapter that you had to read for the last assignment. So you all had a little bit of a taste of Paulo Freire, and now we are going to get a little bit more deep into the perspective that he brought to community. All right, so the objectives are to explore his methods and think about how they extrapolate to community building and also conflict resolution. We haven't really talked specifically about conflict resolution, but anytime you are working with community, you know that you are actually going to have tension between different groups, their values and ideas, and what I want to make sure that we do here is have some tools that we can use so that those tensions don't stop process. All right, so when we just come down here to our instructions, there are 3 articles involved in this assignment. 2 of those articles I have assigned. This one, Dialogue, Praxis, and Education. And if you click on this, voila, there is your article right there. And obviously you knew that, but now let's see if I can get rid of it. The second one is Chapter 8 in the text. Karen let me know that there are instructions somewhere, I haven't been able to find it, that do not list this Led with Text Chapter 8. It is here in the project overview. It is also in the syllabus. Apparently somewhere else it isn't, and I haven't been able to find it. If anybody does find it, if you'll let me know, I will fix it. All right, so the third article is one that you're going to find yourself. And it needs to either be a scholarly article or a substantively written article. In other words, not just some kind of junk pop article about Paulo Freire's ideas, but a substantive article tying his work or his ideas or work to an idea or activity that's of interest to you. And believe me, there are a zillion people who have actually used him as a theorist that they're going to apply to their own work. And if you type his name into a search bar or into the library's search bar, the ASU library search bar, and a subject matter, whether it's environment or conflict or war or poverty or anything at all, the chances are good, I'm not going to guarantee it, but the chances are good that you're going to come up with an article of interest to you personally. Okay, now this is where this project gets weird but wonderful, and trust me on this. So I've asked you to find a partner that is not a classmate, somebody that you think of as a visionary, or somebody that you would select personally if you had a big idea and you wanted to talk it through with someone, somebody whose thinking is as big as your own and whom you think would take well to incorporating new ideas into their thinking and would be willing to go on this journey of just imagining if we brought these ideas to some new area where they haven't been brought to or where you haven't thought about them before. Somebody whose mind is large enough to go there with you. All right, so your first task with this person is to explain Paulo Freire's ideas and methods to this person. That means you need to have read all 3 of these articles before you go there, all right, because you will be in a better position to explain if you've already done the reading. Once you have explained this amazing set of ideas and the person and his methods to your friend, then together I want you to brainstorm different ways that you would apply Paulo Freire's ideas and methods to enhance community building or to move conflict toward resolution. And you can skew it toward your area of interest as well. All right, just keep in mind we're talking about communities and conflict here. And it can be communities and conflict in terms of solving any social problem if you want to get specific to something you're interested in. All right, now you've brainstormed how you might apply this. What are you going to do with that thinking? Well, you have to bring it back to the group, and I want you to produce something, a video, a poem, a dramatization, a sculpture, a tableau vita, and if you don't know what that is, look it up, a collage, anything. And I think maybe what I'll do is I'll find one from last semester that I particularly remember. There were a lot of very good ones, but there's one that kind of both amazed and amused me at the same time, and I think maybe I'll just bring you an example of that, not so that you will copy it, but so that you will see how kind of out there people's thinking was. And this will be from last summer, not last semester. And express any highlights of your thinking or epiphanies that you had during your brainstorming session. And that's what this artwork or alternative work is supposed to help you do, is to express the highlights or the epiphanies that your brainstorming session brought you to. It is not supposed to take you step by step through Paulo Freire's thinking. And the reason we don't need that is because everybody's already read the same material, right? What I'm really wanting you to do is to use this project to showcase whatever epiphanies or whatever amazing ideas came out of your conversation and help everybody make that leap to the same set of realizations that you have. That way I can, if I try to visualize this during the period of time when everybody is looking at each other's work, I can just imagine like little light bulbs popping, pop, 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 pop over everybody in the class. Boom, boom, look at that, look at that. Oh, that's a cool idea, that's a cool idea. And that is actually kind of what happens. It's pretty fun. And it's also, I'm trying to get you outside the box. You cannot be innovative without getting outside the box. I'm giving you a brand new partner to go outside the box with you. I'm telling you to pick somebody that you know has the ability to think big, and I'm asking you to do something unusual. Please do not just write it up. Writing it up is not the instruction. What I really want you to do is something different, because if you have to think outside the box on how do you produce it, the more outside the box stuff you do, the better at outside the box thinking you will become, and you will be more creative and a better innovator. All right, I'm not asking you to do something that you're not comfortable doing. If you do not see yourself as a sculptor, then do not do a sculpture. If you do not see yourself as a poet, then only struggle to write a poem if you really, really want to. Pick something. It doesn't have to be something on here. It just can't be a regular written document. Pick something that is a means of expression. Write a song and perform it. I don't care, but think outside your box. Okay, last but not least, I need you to critique and comment on your classmates' work. no, I do not want you to pick one and use the critique tool that I gave you before. It doesn't really even apply if you think about it. We have no idea what the person is, what the person you critique will have done yet, but grammar and whatever all those things are do not apply to a poem, a sculpture, a collage, etc. I just want you to react with your brain to your classmates. And I want you to pick at least 3, unlike the last time I used the word critique. And one of the questions I've gotten is this the same kind of critique? Maybe I should clarify that in writing too, but it is not. Again, it doesn't fit. And I want you to pick at least 3 that resonate with you. And why do I want you to pick 3? Same reason I always do. We are always rush, rush, rush. And if I let you pick 2, that's all you will. Some of you will read. Some of you will go through all of them, and these will be cool, and you may want to. But I know that everybody's in a big hurry and doesn't have that much time in their lives. And sometimes we cut down the amount of work we could do to the minimum that you are required to do. And I want you to at least have your brain pop, pop, pop 3 times. So plus your own event. All right, so in the comments, I want you to say why 3 works particularly resonate with you. And obviously, you don't want to make that comment on your own thread. You want to make it as a reply to your classmates' work. And why you think you had that reaction. And it's always good if you refer to the readings when you have those comments, because the more we can tie those ideas back to our readings, the more the reading ideas will be stuck in our heads. The more stuck they are in your head, the more likely that when you need some idea that you were taught in this class 3 years from now, it will pop to mind. So that's part of my secret mission here, is to get these things stuck in your head. All right, I think that is it. It took me 12 minutes to explain this project, but for those of you who needed it explained, I hope this was helpful. If you have any additional questions, put them in the hallway conversation so that everybody can see your answer. And again, I will hunt up at least one, maybe a couple examples from last summer. Have fun.